Okay, we are recording. Good evening. Happy November. I am so excited for this training for many different reasons. For those of you who do not know, I am bringing Jordan on here, and she is a 4K in the tribe. But the reason why I think that this training is so important is because she's going to open up to you guys about struggles she's been through, struggles she's currently having, everything that encompasses being in this business, running an online business, having a life outside of that, all of the struggles that we go through trying to push to that next level and how to get yourself there. But I wanted it to come from somebody that's right there in the trenches with you. I'm not saying that, the 40K and above leaders can't deliver trainings. We absolutely can whenever you guys want us to, but I think it's also so important to bring on people in all different ranks and all different, times that they've been in this business so that they can share that they are right next to you where you are going through the same exact things and what they are doing to up level and push through them, right? Because I think sometimes you need that, right? You need somebody to say like, hey, like I'm right where you are. I feel what you feel. This is what I'm doing, right? This is how I'm walking forward with confidence. This is how I'm pushing through these things, because I know sometimes it can be difficult to have, me come on here and preach something and say something and you're like, yeah, well, you haven't been a 4K in 2 years, or, you don't know what I'm walking through right now. And I do, it's just not my reality right now. So I can preach on what I've been through to try to pull you through it. But I wanted somebody to come on here and say, hey, I'm right here with you, right? Like, let's link arms, let's do this together and let me pour this into you. So I adore Jordan so much. And the one thing that I will say about her, one of the things that I love the most about her is that when you are in her presence, not that I'm ever like near her, but online or on her page or watching her stories or hearing her in a team chat or something, she encompasses a leader. And she is somebody that I believe, like, if you heard her speak, you'd be like, yeah, like she's a 200K, right? Like she has that confidence. And that's what you need when you're working towards those ranks, that you may not be where you want to be, but you show up in that state and you walk forward with that confidence. And she's always the first to help somebody, the first to answer a message, the first to pour into anybody. And she messaged me on the first and showed me a picture of a page of notes. And she was like, I need to get on a Zoom. I need to talk. I need to pour this into somebody. I have so much stuff I need to say. So I was like, come on here on Sunday and let's do it. So I'm going to pop it over to her. I want her to just pour into you guys. I want you to listen to what she's saying. Know that what you're going through, what the walk that you're through right now, you're not alone, right? She is right there with you. And she's going to talk about just some of the things she's going through. And that is just all about this business. So I'm going to put it over to you and put you on speaker view. Okay.
Thank you.
You are good to go.
That was quite the introduction. Thank you. So I did message them on Thursday. I was cleaning my house and I was like a little crackhead. I kept coming up with so much stuff that I had that was coming onto my heart, which I don't really usually have that. And I was like, I got to tell the team because I know I'm not the only one in this place right now. And so first, I just want to let y'all know, I talk to myself kind of harshly. I was raised as a boy, like I was my dad's son. He's a very intense human. So don't take all of this with love. Okay. So let's just start by saying that. So one thing I want to start with is that there's a healthy balance between being a bull and being a student. And when I say that, I mean like keeping your head down and grinding it out without looking up every 2 seconds to see what other people are doing. Because it gets really, especially when we're all friends on social media, and we see each other's stuff, which is a really good thing. But I think it can also be detrimental, because I think that we compare too much. And I think we're constantly looking at what other ranks are doing. We're trying to almost kind of copy their brand, but it's your brand, right? So you don't want to be too much of a student. You want to be able to look up when you need to, when you dig yourself into those holes. And maybe instead of reaching out and like saying that you're stuck, maybe be like, okay, what are you doing on the side? Like, what are you doing on the side of your business to make it so that this is the way, your business is running and whatever. So I think always find a healthy balance between a bull and a student, and don't run yourself into walls because then you're hurting yourself and your business too. So just find that balance. And sometimes you hear big fat crickets, even when you are applying everything possible that you can, even when you're taking all the trainings in and you're taking your time and, you're literally participating in everything you're supposed to, you're applying it, and you're taking advice, you still hear crickets. And I want to let you know that honestly, for the last 6 months that I've been doing this, I would say there's quite a few crickets, but most of the time. And when I say that, I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean, like, I just am not enrolling customers and promoters like this all day, every day, all day long. But I'm having conversations on the side that are incredible. And I'm having such good, positive feedback, even though my paychecks and my, like on pen and paper, it doesn't show it necessarily, but I can feel the momentum. And I think that's something that you have to keep in mind is like, what do you feel on the side, right? Like, are you having those good conversations? Because I don't want to stop taking the products, because that's what I had to do. I had to sit myself down and I had to be like, are you going to stop taking the products? No. Do you want to stop getting these messages? No. Like, the people that I've already helped, it would be despicable if I just like left them hanging just because I'm not happy with a couple paychecks that came in, right? Like, there's just so much, there's a bigger purpose behind all of it. And I want to continue getting those messages whose lives are changing because of something so simple. And I get to mix all my passions into one doing this. Like, I've hated jobs before this. And now I get to be a science geek with the ingredients because I'm a super nerd when it comes to that. I get to do my fitness because I've been an athlete my entire life. I get to mix in relationships because I truly feel like God blessed me to be able to talk to anybody. I could talk to the wall, and we'd be best friends. So I really, truly feel like I get to just put it all together. And even on days when I don't want to show up, I force myself to put on something. So even if I don't want to come in the face of social media, which I think is totally fine. If you're not ready to pour into somebody else, it's okay because they can tell you're faking it. So I think I purposely put on Joyce Meyer. I purposely put on a training video. I put on a motivational something from YouTube because they have 50 million things to choose from. Like, it's just, I make myself do it because I want my mind to get out of the hole. Like, I have to do it. I just, like, you got to do it yourself. No one's going to do it for you. I made the mistake of coming on live one time, which you guys don't know this video because I deleted it after I got done. And I was not where I needed to be for the video. And so it was terrible. It was like the worst 20 minutes of my life. I deleted it right away. And I hopped off and I was like, okay, that was awful, but I have something I want to deliver. So don't do this. Y'all don't take this to heart. I slapped on a mood patch, drank a couple bourbon and cokes, danced around my house to some music, and then like went back on in 3 hours and delivered what I wanted to deliver. Done in like 5 minutes. That doesn't mean drink bourbon every time you need to go on, but I had to that day. It was a bad day. All right. So one thing is you have to want to take care of people and you have to care about their lives. And I know we talk about this all the time, but if you don't care about what someone brings to you, then you're in the wrong company, because I have people that bring me entire life stories. Like literally I could, like a page, right? And you need to take that in and realize that they're coming to you for a reason, because they're just asking for help, but they don't know how, and they don't really know why they're coming to you, but they know that they see a light. And so the fact that they see a light in you is something that you need to take advantage of. And if you quit now, then who's going to be that person for them? Unmute
Hey,
now.
Jordan, unmute.
Okay, unmuted. Good? Good, not good? Good. Awesome. Okay. So you guys didn't miss too much. I was just saying that if you quit now, who's going to be that light for those people? They're not going to have it. They're not going to have it because everybody has such different backgrounds and goals that are going to come to you. Wildly different. I have promoters that want to be dog moms. I have promoters that are EMTs that work 24 hours. I've got a single mom that just graduated and she's working full time. And my fiance's my fiance's boss, yeah, he became a promoter. Him and his wife just wanted to lose weight, and they came on. And another thing I want to talk about is he fell off as a promoter. I had a promoter that had to check herself into a mental institution because she just, she has really bad anxiety and stuff. Like, there was things that were happening along the way that I want you guys to know is okay. Like, people will fall off your team, but you're also, if you keep doing what you're doing and you keep working your butt off, you're going to attract those people that are just like you, but you have to keep doing it. And you can't get discouraged when someone leaves. I've had 3 people now leave the team, but you also need to like find a healthy balance of looking back on conversations and being like, was that me? Could I have led them better? Or do they just, this isn't their time? And when I say it's not their time, make sure that you have an open ear in case they ever come back. Have grace with those people because maybe it really wasn't their time at, that point in time. For promoters, be transparent because I think there's nothing better to do than just be honest with somebody. One of my promoters doesn't like strawberry shakes. Something as easy as this. I said, okay, try every other flavor. This is what I do with strawberry. This is also how I like it. So if someone comes to her, she can be like, strawberry is not really my thing, but this is what my friend said was really good. Easy. You don't have to love all the products. You don't. I do. I mean, everything I try literally does what it says it's going to do, which is kind of obnoxious sometimes. I want to be like, I don't like something, but I really do. I love it all, and it all does what it's supposed to do. So they don't want rainbows and sunshine up their ass. They want your testimony. Like, I can't really put it any differently. That's what people want. And all the stories are endless of people who need this. I'm not hiding it anymore. Because what I used to do is when I was working as a CNA, even though I was loving this and I was working so hard from the side, I would push this to the side when people asked me what I did. Like, I didn't really mention it for like 4 months until I quit my full-time job. Because I don't know, it just like scared. For some reason, I was scared to like mention that I did it. And now I don't. Now I look around and I'm like, dude, everybody could benefit from this. Like, I walk outside to Food Lion. That's the grocery store here. You probably don't know what it is because I'm in the middle of nowhere in South Carolina. But literally, I look at like the cashier and I'm like, yo, she could use some energy. Like, she could benefit from these products. Or I look at people and I'm like, they can benefit from, I don't know, the skincare line. Like, now I feel so confident in walking outside and being like, I can help everybody. Like, everybody could somehow benefit from these products. So walk them down the aisle of our Thrive grocery store. Listen to what they need. I have a classmate that actually tried Thrive, and whoever brought her on as a customer didn't listen to what she needed because they gave her stuff that spiked her anxiety. And I was like, what did I say? I was like, what did they put you on? Like, what did you tell them that your anxiety is like, out of control? And she's like, yeah. And it went really bad. And I was like, cause I would have done the mood support and sculpt and balance. Like, I wouldn't have put any more caffeine in your body cause she doesn't do well with it just from what she told me. Anyways, that's what you guys have to do. You have to listen. Cause now she had a bad experience, and yes, she appreciates me like coming in and telling her what probably she should have gotten, but now she hasn't really talked to me about it since. So I'm not going to push that factor. So let's go. Oh, also from the business side. So when you're walking around, like, people can benefit from our rest. They can benefit from the 3-step. They can benefit from the CBD skincare line. Like, there's so many things, or the freedom of the company in general. And I don't have financial freedom yet. Like I was talking about, I'm still way further behind than I thought I would be at this point, but I'm in a way better place. Like, my mind is in a way better place than when I first started. And I'm a whole different person and a whole different businesswoman, even from the 6 months. Like, y'all always message me, and I get these amazing messages from everybody that are so uplifting and telling me that I'm pushing you, but what you don't realize is you're doing the same for me. So, like, you're doing the exact same thing. So you guys need to keep it up too, and hold yourself. Like Em was saying, like, I truly do. I do feel like I'm a leader on this team because I know I don't want to stop it. And I know that's where I want to be. And I do feel like we should be having that confidence no matter what. If you know that you don't want to stop taking the products, then just, that's it. That's it. You keep going. You don't let anything stop you. Like, guys, last week I got paid $50 on Tuesday. $50. And I had to sit there and I had to say, okay, that's $50 I didn't have before. So I'm extremely thankful, but that's not where I want to be. So I hopped on a training and I literally applied like one thing that day. Cause I was like, I'm not okay to stay in this place. I'm not okay with it. Yes, gratitude. But I will continue to carry myself where I want to be. That's what I'm going to continue doing. Hitting 4K in September and October was freaking brutal. It was hard for me. Like, it wasn't something easy. And like I've said before, working from your phone allows freedom. It does not allow laziness. Okay. So working from your phone creates freedom, not laziness. You can't have a piss poor work ethic and a bad attitude and think that your business is going to magically be this pretty flower that's going to just drop money in your lap. Like, if you saw your neighbor and he told you, like, I'm going to start a bar up right in front, I'm going to build a bar and that's my baby. You would see him at that bar every day, day in and day out for probably like 2 to 3 years. He would put in his blood, sweat, and tears. Like, he would be there every day, day in and day out, and he wouldn't think that it would just sustain itself quite yet. And so, like, where Em is at now, she's extremely busy, but it's a different kind of busy. And you can tell me if I'm wrong, Em, but like, it's a different kind of busy. You made your foundation, Em. Like, you made it and you worked your ass off to make that. And now you're leading leaders. But like, when you first started, it's blood, sweat, and tears, y'all. Like, you got to put shit in to get it out. So think of yourself as a CEO. You have to hire people. You have to have a sustainable business. You are the CEO. And y'all don't understand what we have our hands on for this company, because you can stay in a corporate world and in 20 years, you can work up the chain this much and you can increase your pay like this much. But here you have the opportunity within like 3 to 4 years to just freaking rank the heck up. And I think that's a really big deal that you have to remember is, like, think of going into a new job. You don't expect things to just, you don't expect to be the manager right away. It happens. Like, you have to take that time. So just give yourself time within that. My parents, so I put my parents on here because they are homegrown farm family in the middle of nowhere, Iowa. That's where I'm from. And they've known nothing but working since they could walk. Like, my dad is a farmer. The second you can walk, you're doing something. My mom has 3 sisters. Her family was homeless. Like, they had to work really freaking hard, and all they knew was to grind it out with no money satisfaction, no comfortable factor, no cushion, nothing. It's just been, I mean, it's been a grind for almost 60 years for them, and they don't know different. My family doesn't understand what I do. And I think you guys, I hear a lot of this. So I want you all to know it's okay if the people closest to you don't necessarily like support you. Because you have to understand where they're coming from. So my dad, who was raised on a farm in like bumfuck Iowa, of course he doesn't understand network marketing. Like, why would he understand this? So what I want you to do is give those people grace and let them work up to asking you, if that makes sense. Like, let them work into it. It's okay if they don't support you. And as long as you support yourself and you look at the tribe around you, that's all you need. You don't need XYZ over here doing it. You just don't. And I would love for them to like understand more and ask me more questions, but it's okay. Like, that's not who I'm relying on, and I'm not doing it for them. Plain and simple. And sometimes you literally just have to grow a pair. Okay. Life's tough. Life's really hard. And this is such a good opportunity that I think sometimes we forget when it becomes a grind that it really is a good opportunity. And, like, I've been through a lot in my almost 27 years, and I take those experiences and I use them as my foundation and build my character each time I go through another thing. God does not give me breaks, and this year has been my biggest break that I've ever had in 9 years. So 9 years of turmoil, confusion, not feeling like I was where I was supposed to be, terrible breakups, loss of friendships, deaths of close ones, moving to different states by myself without knowing anyone, family issues, surgeries that ended my career, relying on alcohol and making decisions that I would never make now, careers that I hated. You name it, I could list off what I've been through. And you just have to take it and make it your foundation. But the way that you handle those situations make you who you are. They're going to make you the leader that you are. And you have to fight for it. So I had to stop living in the boo-hoo moment, right? Like, boo-hoo me. Stop living in the boo-hoo and realize what the frick is in front of you, right? Take advantage of it. Because opportunities like this don't just come around. I'm going to tell you that right now. I've been extremely unhappy in many careers. Opportunities like this don't just come around. And it's our job, because we can make it come around more. That's what we can do for people. We can literally open that door for the next person that we meet. And I think that's a really big deal, because people are really unhappy in the world. Like, I see these memes and I'm like, I can't even relate to you anymore, because I freaking love my life and I love what I do. So I'm sorry, but unrelatable. Sorry. Like, truly, I would rather sit in a group chat with most of you than talk to some of my friends these days, because I have grown apart from many people that I didn't think I would. But y'all are on the same mindset level of growth. And sometimes people just don't grow with you, and it's okay. It's truly okay. I mean, I would sit and talk to you guys all day long, because I know that you're trying to go where I'm trying to go, and we're just trying to get better here, and we're trying to serve people. And that's a really big deal, that other people want to be a light. So, in saying that, I hope you feel extreme gratitude for this tribe. And I hope that y'all realize what we have our hands on. We have massive bonuses that are coming, and we have less than 2 months. It's time to hit the ground running. Like, gotta go. So I just want you guys to know that I'm always here, and I love when people reach out, and I love you guys to death. And I don't know if you want to take it back, but that was really what I had.
That was incredible. You just made me cry. I don't know why I'm crying. What I
Because
want
we do that every time.
Every time. I want to say a couple things, and then I'll end this, because obviously that message was amazing. Number one, if you want to know how long our story goes, thank you, baby. You guys will laugh at this. Jordan was a greens customer for me in my previous business. So if you were in that too, you can find it funny just to look now at how many years that's been. And now she's here as a 4K leader, saying like 5 years that she's working for all these incredible things. And that's one of the things I appreciate so much, is that she's genuinely so happy and in love with what she does, despite of not being at her end financial goal, right? Like, she enjoys every second of this. She loves it. And of course, you have those mental battles, you have those hard days, you want to be, farther ahead than you are, but she loves what she does. And I think that that's so important. And that's where that confidence comes from. And that's why people come to you and they message you, and that cycle starts to go where you start to truly affect people. And I love that so much. So I wanted to say that. The second thing I wanted to say is, when you were talking about the family members, I probably have shared this before, but I know that that's so hard on so many people. And I just had somebody come to me that's in her VIP period, and this kind of relates to what you were talking to, like, meet them where they're at and always be open. She signed up and I didn't hear from her. She didn't answer my messages. She didn't want to do, the first steps that we were doing, and I didn't hear from her. And I had it on my heart to reach out one more time to her. And I was like, I just need to reach out. Like, I'm feeling like I need to say something. And she told me that she had done her oh shit list. And she was like, I just got really put down. She said, because nobody wanted to support me. And not only did they not want to support me, they were very rude to me. And she was like, I was just confused, because I would be the first person to support anybody. And she said, but they want nothing to do with this. And it was just so difficult to her. So I talked her through a bit about my story and how it's okay if they don't get it. It's okay if they don't support it. Literally, guys, my mom did not become a customer of mine until the CBD skincare line came out. I've been in this industry for over 4 years now. She did not become a customer until then. And my friends can tell you, like, that night, I was like, oh my God, she's signing up, because she's never understood it or supported. She was never rude about it, but even with it being our full-time income, it still hadn't clicked. So you have to serve who's in front of you and serve who needs this, and let everybody else be in the place that they're at, and they will meet you in the future if you just keep going. Last thing I'm going to say, and then I'm going to end this. I saw some messages just with people talking. This is also something Jordan talks about a lot, just with the mindset and continuing, because I feel like people are always looking for the missing piece, the secret sauce, what is the one thing I'm not doing? What's the one thing I'm not applying? And I'm reading this book right now, which I highly recommend if you haven't read it. It's called The Slight Edge, and it's by Jeff Olson. But that's exactly what he talks about, is what is that missing piece? And he talks about how it's not the trainings, it's not the information, it's not the books. Like, you can learn how to do anything online. We are in a day and age, not even just in this world, but in our team, where you have access to everything that you need. And if you're still like, what is not clicking, or, I'm doing these things and nothing's happening, or I'm not progressing, I'm not where I want to be, read this. It talks about the mindset behind the application of things, and how until this is right and you figure out what that secret sauce is in your mind, and it's the consistency and the application and everything like that, it's not going to happen. So that's the last thing I wanted to say. Thank you so much. That was incredible. Thank you guys all for hopping on. I know that we're probably all very tired because of the time change, but we had over like 140 at one point on here. So thank you guys for showing up. Jordan, thank you so much for pouring into us, and we're going to have a kick-ass November.